Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my gosh, Knox. Can you know what? Let's just stop the music. Let's stop everything. You're fat. I know what? Don't say that about me. I know I'm fat. I'm fully aware of being fat. You're the one who's in Delulu land. Are you delusional? Anyways, what is up, everyone? We already had the first super chat come through. I wanted to say thank you very much, and that was for the kid to get an intercept in 2026. We will attempt to see if we can make that happen. We're all fat. We are. Go to the gym more. I do, like 5-6 days a week. Lone Wolf McQuaid is supreme. That it is. Someone said I got bought out by APAC for $1. No. I am too what's the word I'm looking for? Much of a loose cannon to be bought out by anybody because I'm just dangerous to their brand. Kid might get an intercept in Venezuela. Yeah. Oh, and cut carbs. Yeah, I'm back on the diet. I don't want to be back on the diet, but yeah. Okay, I've got Iran, Russia on my what nations will collapse bingo card. I put Haiti on it, but it's always collapsing. Yeah, you'd kind of have to be stable for a few years to not be able to do that. Happy New Year, habitually fat that I am. Hope you celebrated well with Her Majesty Queen Line Crosser. That I did. We actually stayed. Well, I stayed up till midnight. We both had a gummy, and she went to sleep on the couch, and I stayed awake scrolling on my phone. And then I looked down, and it was like 12:02, and I was like, oh, I should wake her up. And I like walked over and it's like, Happy New Year. And then we both like just shuffled to the bedroom and went to sleep. Habitual Line Crosser, love your vids. I wanted to ask if you guys could bring Dave Smith onto the Unsub podcast. He's a comedian and he has sold out shows across the country. So I am close with the Unsub guys. I am not Unsub organic. I can make suggestions. I'm not familiar with Dave Smith, but ultimately the decision is entirely up to them. It's just like you telling your friend, hey, I think you should do this. They can do whatever they want to. I have no control over that, but I know they're always looking, so I'll take a look. If NORAD tracks Santa, does that mean they have a firing solution on him? Also, what kind of countermeasures do you think he has? So kind of a lot to unpack there. Seeing something and shooting something are two very different aspects of any kind of air defense and or radars. So it doesn't necessarily mean that they have a firing solution. Theoretically, they could. My volume is really low. It's no, I haven't touched anything. Everything's been the exact same. A couple of y'all say that it's like that, but it's also a condenser mic, so I need to be like right up on it and to get it to stop doing that. Who farted? Probably Knox. Hi Ethan, Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Travis. What's up with the clocks in New Mexico? What is this not the right time? Was I a couple minutes early? Edibles won't work on me. Jealous of the gummies. You may just not have taken the right ones, man. I tell you, the live rosin gummies fucking does not take much. Does not take much. RDA or Navi. I'm unfamiliar with either one of those. Oh wait, RDA is for the. Isn't the Navi the little blue people from Avatar? Look, I did go see the third one. I have some problems with the third one. I brought it up in kind of consensual. Nick thinks that my problems are unfounded, but I have some problems. There's a few loose ends. Great movie. Really long movie. I had to take a piss break. Normally I kind of like, I just hold it until the very end, but I had to. Had to turn your TV up to 30. I mean, I'm pretty much turned up here, homie. Let me see. What are my, yep, decibels are right where they're supposed to be. I'm looking at my levels here. Edibles are for non-smokers. Yes. Well, I tried smoking once since I've retired. And by the time I made it from outside to inside, my kitchen looked backwards and then it just proceeded to go downhill from there. Happy New Year's. Have I played or heard of Ace Combat? I have heard of it. I have not played it. You guys would be really disappointed in the games that I play. I love survival games. Enshrouded just had an update. I have probably more hours in Enshrouded than any game in my library, just because of the build mechanics. I have a stupid fucking base that I've built, and now I accidentally on purpose am making a lake outside of my base, and there's just so much adding to it. Yeah. So I play a lot of survival games. The next one that's coming out that I'm looking forward to is Star Rupture, because I got big into Satisfactory for a little while, and Star Rupture is basically Satisfactory mixed with like an FPS. You have like Satisfactory stuff, but like waves of enemies and shit will come at you. It looks pretty cool. I'm not a big console gamer. No. I like survival games, man. New Year's resolution for habitual fans: get Trump to wear HLC merch. That would be hilarious if we could get anyone up in DC to wear HLC merch. Or paint a B-52 with buff nose art. The offer still stands. One American B-52 can get Grandpa Buff nose art put on it. I will pay for the stencil. I will pay for the artwork. I will pay for as many revisions as we have to have, so that way the crew is okay with the art that is going on the side of the plane, and only one B-52 will be painted with Grandpa Buff. And I will also petition the United States Air Force to change its call sign to either GB or just Grandpa Buff or the Buff. You know, we're gonna work something out there. I know. This War Weapons is gonna be like, look, call signs change. I'm fucking aware. This one wouldn't. It's like Air Force One. That's a bad example because technically any plane that the president is on is Air Force One. Okay. I don't know, man. I don't know. Buffy the Mexican Slayer? That's funny. Can we get that done? I'm telling you, if somebody approves me to get the nose art on a B-52, I will absolutely pay for it. 100%. Am I going to be at SHOT Show this year? I will not be at SHOT Show this year. I have some other things that are kind of coming up. And honestly, like, I went last year and it was cool to see all the new stuff, but that's not really my neck of the woods. I don't really do gun content. Now, I do want to possibly try and squeak into like AUSA, where they have all the new defense contractors and technologies out there. That's my TISM. That's where I would be excited to go. So maybe I'll do AUSA this year if I can get access to it. I think that would be a fun one. Did I see JD Vance troll himself while CLPT? Yes, I did. I absolutely saw that when we put the fat face with the long hair over his face while he was doing CLPT. That's... You know, this is the thing. It doesn't matter which side of the political spectrum you're on. It doesn't matter if you're conservative or a liberal. It doesn't matter what it is. You should appreciate somebody in that position who just rolls with the jokes like that. I think everyone, like, that's one of the things I actually liked about Obama is he was very good at like firing jokes back and making fun of himself. Like that whole like thanks Obama thing that was going on for a while, and then like he couldn't fit the cookie in the glass of milk, and he's like, thanks Obama. Like, I love when a politician can laugh at themselves, regardless of which side of the political spectrum you're on. I think that's great. Israel paid me $7,000 to post this. Yeah, still not wearing a yarmulke. Let me see. I just ate tiramisu? Homie, Tracy, are you having a stroke? If that was supposed to be I can't even look at it. Tiramisu, that was not even close. Mrs. Shoes Cake. I fucking love that. By the way, I'm not making fun of you. I just think that's the greatest way to spell tiramisu that I've ever seen in my entire life. Happy New Year, HLC. Thanks for the great laughs in the past year. You're very welcome. Thank you guys for sticking around. I know my content isn't always peak. I have my own little things going on in life, and so it's kind of always hard to bounce back, but I do appreciate you guys being very patient with me and always coming back. And for saying what certainly needs to be said during the fourth wall breaks, keep it up in 26. Thank you very much, Daniel. I appreciate you being here, my man. HLC is a council lovers? What? What is happening? F-86 or MiG-15? Ooh. F-86. Yeah, I know the whole thing that happened with the F-86 when they burned down San Bernardino, California. I'm aware, but I'm aware of what the NATO reporting name for MiG-15 is. I'm not going to say it. Might also be the same as the 9K-111. if you guys don't get that joke, just get yourself a chance. Google the NATO reporting name for MiG-15. Did Israel pay Eye Patch McCain to blow off your show? Oh, that whole thing. Honestly, I knew nothing was going to happen. Everyone's like, they're going to go. Even if they did show up in the same room together, Sean Ryan's not going to be able to ask the questions that he wants to ask. And what's his name? Fucking the dude who looks like a porn star. Like he should be in a bad porno movie. You know, Eye Patch. I got it. He's a SEAL compared to me. Dude's fucking war hero as fuck. I get it. I'm just a pogue. Don't care. Still insider trading. But yeah, I mean, even if they did go to the same room together, they wouldn't be answering each other it wouldn't really lead to anything. F-111 Menace. I do like the F-111. Just the F-111 is the sheer willpower of American industry. That's all it is. Like it's a fucking dumb. Like I say dumb. For the time it was important, but it was there's no reason. There's no reason you needed to have that kind of payload on something that size with engines that fucking size producing that amount of thrust and a swept wing design. I'm sure the weapons is going to tell me I'm dead wrong, but I love it just cuz. Answer title of the stream. I'm pretty excited to get my blue cord in April. Congratulations. And have my dad, who was infantry for 12 years, pin it to my dress uniform. Honestly, man, congratulations. There's, you know, as much as like a lot of us older vets, we make fun of like basic training's easy. And realistically, like when you look at it in hindsight, you're like, it really wasn't that bad. It sucks, you know, while it's going on. But it is an accomplishment. Even just getting through like evaluations and MEPs to go is an accomplishment in the United States. So congratulations, man. I look forward to seeing how it turns out after you're done. Okay. I mean, I still think blue cords are gay, but you know, well, whatever. 2026 is going to be my year. I joined the Navy, meaning the training arc is now about to commence. Wish me luck. I make it to November. Hoo-yah. Hoo-yah, sailor. As long as you're not a BM. Look, I don't know much about the Navy, but I was always told that BMs are kind of like bottom of the barrel. It's like a cook or a clerk in the United States Army. They had no other options. The options had ceased to exist. Air Force Basic was easy. I mean, ultimately, all of it is, as long as you can just deal with, like, the only thing that made it hard for me, I will be totally honest with you guys, I can deal with hot weather. I can deal with cold weather. After enough time of exposure, I can deal with bugs. I can deal with lack of sleep. I can deal with carrying a lot of weight. There's a lot of things that do not bother me. Hunger. That's it, man. That's why, I mean, aside from, you know, being a fucking poke, that's why I'd never go through SEER. I couldn't do it. Because, like, everyone else would be like, all right, we're going to try and, you know, escape. We're going to do this. And I'd be like, look, when the guard shows up, I'm going to eat his fucking face and you guys get out of here. Like, hunger makes me crazy. I don't do hunger. Like, that's the one thing, man. I can't, like, cold sucks. Hot sucks. Like, sweat sucks. Being wet sucks. Like, in the rain. Like, it all sucks. But hunger is just that thing I will not fucking just go past. I can't do hunger, man. I might know some people for AUSA. Craft Voorhees. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you in here. I would like to do AUSA. I've been down to their Army Ball once before. I was invited down there as like a, you know, creator conference and stuff. And literally we went in and sat down at the table and no one came and talked to us. I was like, this is it. Hey, I got a free ticket to this bitch. This is it right here. No one knows who the fuck I am. Hell yeah. That was great, man. I loved it. Imagine eating it at night. It's the Downyosaurus Rex. Good God. Oh my God. Oh, and 4 and 5 dabs a day. Fuck that noise, man. That's too much for me. No. That was an F-89 Scorpion that did the burning. My bad. Wait. F-89. Still F-89. Okay, I was close enough. Feelings on FRTs? I'm unfamiliar with what you're asking. The NATO reporting name is Tony Gonzalez. Look, I don't know how long it'll get there, but if one of you guys can adjust the wiki, like I don't know how many of you have editing rights for wiki. If you can change the reporting name for the MiG-15 in the wiki, even if just for a minute, to Tony Gonzalez and screenshot that shit. I am so proud of the community that we, you know, fuck it, community. I'm only drinking water right now. If there's a B-52 with nose art, please make that B-52 part of the main squad on Jungle, Mexico, or the Towel Knocking Kingdom. Look, if we do this right and we do up that plane, there's gonna be two things. One, I'm gonna get a shit ton of pictures of it on the ground so that way I can use it in the right aspect ratio. And number two, next time they go for fueling or something like that, I'm gonna be like, look, I need you guys to get planes, like pictures of the plane flying. I that's what I need. I really need that. And send me as many pictures from as many angles as you possibly can, because I will find a reason to use it. Have I heard of the HOI4 mod, The Fire Rises? HOI4. What is, hold on. What the hell is HOI4? No, I'm thinking AOE4, Age of Empires 4. I'm unfamiliar. No, I've not heard of that. I'm planning on trying to join the military this year. Mr. Awesome, I encourage you to do so. Look, look, I'm going to be totally real with you guys. And this is me being just completely transparent, and I'm pretty sure every vet in here will back me up on this, okay? The military can be great or terrible. It really depends on you as an individual. If you're a quitter, if you're a crybaby, if you just, the world is so hard, you're not going to succeed in the military, and it's going to be a rough 4 years, 3 years, however long you end up staying in, and then you're going to get out. But if you know the value of a hard day's work, if you're willing to deal with some bullshit, it can really set you up for success on the outside. It really can. So looking forward to late 2026. We'll see what squares of the Ryan Macbeth 2026 prediction bingo will be checked. I know 2027 he was talking about China going for Taiwan. But this new fucking training exercise they got going on right now, they might be going. Buff and the Kid versus the Nerd and the Dorito. Who wins? Buff and the Kid versus Nerd and the Dorito. Unfortunately, and I hate this, it's gonna be Nerd and the Dorito. And Kristen, how you doing? Good to see you again. Cripple Commando.
Cripple Commando here, 95B.
What the hell is 95 Bravo? What is 95 Bravo? Because 91 Bravo is light wheel mechanic. What the fuck is that, like water treatment specialist or something? I'm not being a smartass. But it's gonna be Nerd and the Dorito. Nerd because the sensor fusion that it can bring to the fight, and the B2 is just better at hiding. Buff, even if the Kid is like using him as bait, he's a big target and pretty easy to find. I don't like it, but it's the same reason that, like, I think an Iowa class is the most beautiful ship that has ever. Oh, 95 Bravo used to be MP. Got it. Now it's 35 Bravo. I think an Iowa class is the most beautiful ship that has ever sailed on the seas. I think a Ticonderoga class is ugly as fucking shit. It looks like some Gen Alpha douche canoe wearing a fucking trucker hat. I hate it. I hate it with every fiber of my being. But I also know that Ticonderoga could sink that fucking Iowa class real quick, fast, and in a hurry. I don't like it, but it's the way it is. Buff will stand up. I mean, he probably would, but I don't know. Does brand new firearm imports through his FFL. Great-grandfather's Remington Model 12 needs a new home and a couple of Savages A22R for laughs. I think so. I don't know. I have no clue. So I don't try to do fasting. No way. Have you seen the game John Carpenter's Toxic Commando? Is that the one where you're the frogs? Is that the one? I think so. Flying under the radar is all good duck hunters do. Let me ask around about AUSA. Much appreciated. You got my number, Craft. Shoot me a text. And you don't got to donate to be in here, man. What are feelings? I don't know. People keep on telling me I hurt others. Like, you hurt my feelings. How? Do you respect my opinion that much? Because the second someone talks disparagingly towards me, unless they're a close friend, I just realize that I don't give two shits about their feelings. Like, don't care. Planning to make some beer bread this weekend. I've heard that's actually really good. You know, I wish I had like the baking. What is it called when you're good at baking? The baking itch, the baking thumb, whatever you want to call it. And yeah. Oh, Hearts of Iron 4. Do I have any mech at the moment? I do not. I do not. Sorry, I was just, yeah. Sad noises. Only water you need, a slight more. Yes. Kristen, I just got down to your message. What about joining the military for a fat 32-year-old? Look, man, I'll tell you, they'll, as long as you don't quit, they'll get you there. I will tell you, the military will absolutely get you there as long as you don't quit. Because they like to kick you out for being fat. It takes so much paperwork and there's so many timelines. It's actually really hard to kick someone out when they're fat. Easiest way to get out is fail 2 PT tests back to back. But please do more kind of consensual. Yes, we recorded one a couple days ago. I don't know when it goes live. It might go live tomorrow. Hey, HLC, I lost my mom in October. I'm so sorry for your loss, George. The George Gotch, I think your first name would probably be George. To cancer, it's been a real tough time. I want to say thank you to you and all the unsub boys for being a great, funny as hell humans. Thank you. Fuck cancer. Absolutely, man. Fuck cancer. The George, hey, man, I appreciate you being here. I'm glad you're still here. And I know your mom is smiling because you're going to fucking crush it in 2026. All right? That's all, you know, get through it and you got this, man. You got this shit. Me personally, I don't feel like I'm better or funnier than anybody else out there in the world. So I always try and, you know, have that big slice of humble pie. And when people reach out to me with things like that, it's like, you got this. It wasn't because of me. It's because of you. That's what it was. Goal for 2026, try and get a 5090 or 4090. Got my RAM during the summer. Yeah, I got a 4090 and I don't think I'm upgrading from that for fucking a long time, but I definitely need to get to DDR5 RAM and weapons wouldn't help. What is weapons doing? What are we mad at weapons? The one day I'll explain the F111 to this poor army man. Yeah, maybe someday. Once upon a time. Weapons, you shot me like 10 messages and I haven't even looked at them, bro. I am so sorry. I don't know if you saw my little video that I posted. I was almost lit on fire in the desert, so that kind of absorbed my entire yesterday. The buffing kit out of Franklin, does that help? Ooh. If you can get a sketchy ass raccoon inside of any top quality piece of stealth equipment nowadays, you can render it pretty much useless. I think that a malicious little raccoon could probably do very, very well. A gaze on Grandpa Buff. Franklin will be proud. What? DDR5 RAM? Ha, good luck, not cheap. Oh, I know it's not cheap. I smoke weed once in a great while. I did once. My neighbor actually owns a weed shop. I do gummies now. That's just the fuck you just walk in on? My wiener. No, I'm just kidding. Wouldn't that be weird if I just stood up and then everyone would know how small it is? It's crazy. It's crazy. A raccoon with a grenade is scary. Yeah. But sometimes you need scary. HLC R73 or AIM 9? AIM 9. AIM 9. Don't you get that Russian shit out of here. AIM 9 all day. Tried and true. Actually, I don't know if the R73 is Russian, but I know it's not American. AIM 9 is tried and true. Just keep it not pointing at the thermal signature above all thermal signatures in the sky, you know? Also known as the sun. And to some of us that spent time out in the field, unlike Air Force people, weapons, we refer to him as Bob, the big orange bastard. Because sometimes Bob was good to you, like when it was cold, and you're like, Bob, come on, warm this place up. And he does. And other times, Bob made it too hot. And Bob sucks. Happy New Year, bud. Was work the other day. Got screamed at by one of the squiggle people. Almost went full puff on him. You said squiggle people, and for some reason my brain moved slightly east of the squiggle people area. Why did you redeem it? Like, that's where my head immediately went. It's so small. Yeah, it is. You get a 15% discount now. Do I? The F-35 needs a skunk or a possum pet. I mean, wasn't the 35 a product of Skunk Works at Lockheed Martin? I don't know. Skunk Works be doing skunk worksy shit. Anyway, for a Mexican national to join the army from outside the country, you all seem pretty intent on invading Venezuela. It seems like an opportunity to leave this dump. So good news, bad news. First, the bad news. The bad news is no. And that's because the cartel kind of fucked that up for everybody. So back in the day, there was a program, and they ended it like, I don't know, 5 or 10 years ago, where you could gain citizenship by joining the United States military. And it was a great program. And a lot of people really like and I genuinely believe that if you join the U.S. military, you're as American as I am, period, point blank. Like, you should be able to do that. The problem is certain bad actors from other Latin American areas were using that to gain access, number one, to the United States, but also get free trading from the United States federal government.
Me?
Flight med.
I'd intercept me.
Oklahoma misses being able to say you are ours, but nugget.
It's, I miss the fishing. I really do. I'm going to probably put together a fishing trip later on this year. And then the good news is, we're very good about picking targets that are not hostiles. We're not the greatest at it, but I mean, we're better than everybody else, which I guess would make us the greatest at it, but it's not foolproof is it's kind of what I'm getting at. It's the size of how you use it. Exactly. That's Bob. Yep. Bob, big orange bastard. Yeah. You know, man, I'm sorry. Every Friday was surf and turf, bro. When I was in UAE on an air base, it was every Thursday was surf and turf. That's lobster and steak. And you know, what's crazy is, it was every Thursday when you're on an air base, and if you're in the Navy, that means you're about to get deployed, is steak and lobster day. Did I get Borderlands to work? I did, kind of. It's still crashing every once in a while, but it's better than it was. The BIOS update helped. I need something to keep me up on shift. Today was the funeral for the guy that referred me to my job. Get on the burn pit registry. People, brain cancer got him the 3rd time. Shit, I am on the burn pit registry. If you guys haven't enrolled, I think it's automatic enrollment. If you're in the military right now and you have and you were near burn pits, they automatically enroll you. But yeah, I love all your videos. Happy New Year, HLC. Happy New Year. Word pieces. What? Oklahoma misses you. What are those subtitles? I don't need subtitles. Man, that's a throwback to a YouTube video, man. What air shows am I going to in 2026? I am making every fiber of my being wants to go to Oshkosh this year. So I really, really want to do that. I want to see Buff and Florida debate, please. Debate over what? They're both kind of on the same team. Top Flight Sport Fishing, Ohio. You know, is that the fly fishing? Because I tried that once. I grew up in Colorado, and I hooked myself like 40 times, and then I said, fuck this. I'm never fly fishing again. I also tried ice fishing once upon a time. I will do that again, but if I get one of those like straight up houses that they like skid out onto the ice, I'll do that. But sitting out there in a fucking tent, freezing my balls off? No thanks. Hard pass. Trade you lobster for your steak. Nah, I mean, it was Air Force lobster. And you know, it's Air Force lobster, right? I have a lot to complain about. BIOS update, that's so 1999. Oh, you stop it. I only do it once in a great while when I have tried everything else, and then that was the only thing left to try, and it improved the situation. It's not perfect. Buff getting a holiday home in Australia. Hope Jorn spots incoming threats. Jorn, like Jay Warren? Good excuse to come work on your tan. Like a Patsy Palm. Oh, you are so Australian, man. Buff getting a holiday home in Australia. I'm probably fucking this up. Hope Jorn spots incoming threats. Good excuse to come work on your tan like a pasty palm. What? I don't even know what that means. You Australians, I love you guys, but you don't even speak English. You're getting as bad as the Scots. And the Scots they're bad, man. No, Ice Cream Sunday night was basically an editable Warno. Really? Walleye Lake Erie. I would love to go walleye fishing.
Would you intercept me?
That's actually, or Tiger Muskie.
Me.
Grenade fishing so much better and quicker.
I mean, yeah, but I'm trying to this is the thing. I'm trying to drop a line in, sit on a boat, and drink excessive amounts of beer while probably not getting a bite. That's what fishing is all about, ladies and gentlemen. Fishing is not about catching fish. If it was about catching fish, you would do it commercial style, use big ass nets, and bring in everything you could. Fishing is about getting away from everything and everyone and drinking on a boat or on a shoreline. That's what it's there for. That's why fishing exists. They just updated Navy PT. Now they test twice a year, and if you fail 3 period, you're out. So the Army, it's 2. But yeah, my brand's finally getting in shape. I couldn't get over how many fat ass E6s, E7s there were when I was in. Well, like, you know, it's crazy. When I started getting up in rank, I knew that I could technically like skirt the line and like, hey, let's just, you know, make this happen, right? But my integrity wouldn't let me. So I stayed on a strict diet. I didn't eat like garbage. I did as much PT as I could. So it's really strange to me when I see E6s and E7s just go hog wild like that. It's crazy. Is the kid a graduate of Quality Leering Center? No. They wouldn't let me enroll. They just kept the door closed. Ice fishing is just an excuse to drink beer. So I hear. Who's more awesome? Of course. Who is more awesome? I'm so lost. I don't even know what we're talking about. I'm so sorry. I need to play Arc Raiders. No, I don't like sitting in this chair and sweating all night. Okay. Nobody graduated. Oh, I get it. Yeah. Is it normal to have a crush on your nurse? Depends. I will say, you know, some dudes are really into like being waited on hand and foot. And I want you to know, and I say this the most respectful way I possibly can. There is probably a next to 0% chance that nurse feels it all the same way. I'm just being real with you. Nurses get hit on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They're highly caffeinated. They work long hours. They could not give a shit less. Walleye fishing requires beer. See, I'm all about that life. Palm is the nickname we Commonwealth lads give to the British. Oh. Palm is the nickname we Commonwealth lads. Oh, no, that was way off. That was like a Welsh accent almost. That was way off. Oh, fuck, I don't know, but I'm glad you're here. So you want to catfish? Yes, catfishing is great, man. It's so much fun. Please look up the Stargate SG-1 quotes on fishing. Oh, yes, I will do. Any news on the JAS 39 F-35 Canada situation? Most I've heard has been AI slop. Yeah, well, this is the thing. I mean, I made the joke because somebody like, it wasn't even like an official government thing. They put out like an online survey or something, and people all voted for the Gripen, whatever the hell it's called. Yeah, it was not even like legit, but I just like making the joke. Just like I like telling Wolfram that he will be number 51 or 52, because apparently there's 2 provinces in Canada that want to. Is it defecting? Is it, you know, become independent? I don't know. Maybe. This is the thing. I don't think it's so. You got to change your thought process here, Wolfram. Wolfram, listen to me. Okay, it's not you're turning your back on Canada. No. That is not what is happening. You're not turning your back on Canada. You're not joining the United States. You're standing up against the monarchy. That's all it is. You just don't want to have a king anymore, which is what we did 250 years ago. Took y'all a little time to figure it out, but we're here for it. Oh, man, it's my favorite pastime to try and fuck with Wolfram, man. B2 didn't make it to Rose Bowl this year due to rain. I'm going to miss hearing something all those future baloney missed piles will never hear. Can we not fly the B2 in rain? Or did they just not want to fly it that low in the rain? I don't know. Jorn is the phased array radar the north of Australia, looks over the horizon north of Indonesia. Pasty, Palm, not always a toffee-nosed twat. Toffee nosed twat. What in the hell is going on? But I've never heard of Jorn. See, in air defense, we have a position called J-Warn, and their job is to like kind of process incoming threats and watch the weather and see if like if we hit something and it goes off, are we downwind from the like the chemical threat and shit. Happy New Year's, HLC. Happy New Year's, Cinema Siblings. Lorelei from the YouTube channel. Is that Lorelei? I think I read that right. Southern Fried Cinema Siblings. Our episode, Avatar, Why It Had No Culture Impact, is up now. I argue the Colonel is the real hero. You and the Pepperbox Boys are priceless. I might go check it out. I am going to just be chilling on the couch after this because I'm going to go to bed early tonight. You finally got New Vegas to work? Hell yeah. Welsh is an alien language. It's not a thing. It's not. Wolfram's so mad. Fishing is losing your brand new phone down an ice hole at Georgetown Reservoir before drinking beer. Georgetown Reservoir. Are you in Colorado? I've fished Georgetown Reservoir before. There's not much in there anymore. But yeah. Have I tried dark horse spearing? It's a Minnesota thing. Look, I'm finding out right now that there's a lot of things that are a Minnesota thing that I wasn't familiar. I'm just fucking with you. I've never heard of dark horse spearing. Is that the one where like the sturgeon, like you literally spear them because you're like, you cut a hole in the ice in like really shallow water or something? I don't know. Next time I see Minnesota gray out, most state accepts St. Paul and Minneapolis as St. Cloud and Duluth. And St. Cloud and Duluth. Next, hold on. Got it. Gray out everything except for the Twin Cities. You don't like me, I am the white collar crime now. I'm now manually breathing. You're welcome. What? Fishing with Davy Crockett. Fine. So wait for the Dems to win and then join. Join then. Got it. I mean, you're not wrong. Rain was too low this year. Doggos are the best. Yeah, Knox is just chilling out over there. He's licking his chops, just chilling. While I give you a lot of currency that is worth almost nothing, I figured I'd ask, have you considered making a video on jungle warfare considering new technologies because of the situations in Venezuela? Show won't be Vietnam 2.0. That's actually a really good point. Because the entire time I was in, it was fighting in the desert. And I have not at all looked into new jungle warfare technologies. Huh. Now you got me wondering. Question for Mr. Knox. Who's a good boy? Follow-up question. Who wants a treat? I read it out loud. He didn't do nothing. Treat? Nothing. He could not care. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. He heard it. Oh, or maybe he farted. I don't know. As a Minnesota resident, this sucks. You know, I've been to Minnesota before. I've been to Duluth. Which fucking Great Lake are you guys on? Is that maybe Minnesota or is that Michigan? I was a kid. There was a fucking giant Great Lake there, and we swam in it in the middle of July, and it was freezing balls. I want to say that was Minnesota. I went out there for a cousin's wedding. Where's the Rat Dog King? He is with my missus. Oh, it's Superior, Lake Superior. Okay, man, everyone's Superior. Raciest? Is that, Wolfram, that's not how you spell racist. Jeez. But it is chat as a dictatorship. Happy 2026. YouTube the legacy, or is that White the legacy? I have no idea. Hope things are well. Love how Grandpa Buff tried to demonetize Animarchy or demonetize Animarchy. Any museum visits planned? Yes. I called a couple of them. I called one today and they're supposed to get back to me. I have another one. I'm going to tell you guys, they're both in Nevada. They're not in Vegas. Got one of them locked down for sure, and then there's another one that's nearby that I really, really want to go to, and I think all you fucking TISM people would love it too. Do I like spicy chicken ramen? It's yummy. Yo, fucking fancy ramen in general is the shit. Look, there's two types of people in this world, ladies and gentlemen. those who like eating fancy ramen at restaurants, like ramen restaurants, and those who are wrong. And I would encourage you not to associate with those who are wrong. JD is in the house. He's like, what up? I'm here to do gay shit. I just got down to that, JD. I'm sorry, man. I just got down there. Is the kid going to have beef with the F-47? Yeah, I think I might redo the F-47 character because I kind of did him as like a mimic of the kid. And I don't know. I might change that. Bro, love you content. I know you meant your, but it's okay. I'm happy you're here. And my content loves you. I don't know. I feel like I don't know what to say when people say that. Like, I know you guys are just paying a compliment. I'm not used to getting compliments for two reasons. One, I'm fat, and two, I'm a man. So it's very strange to me. It's hard to keep up with. Wood chipper? Yeah. I mean, he should be talking about wood chipper. He just said, what's up? When am I moving to Texas? I'm not, as it sits right now. Happy New Year, HLC, from a former jump master. Oh, shit. An old guard, you nap. Hold on. I don't know what a nap is. Usually you call us legs. The current soldiers will be having fun like when we went to Panama. Dude, Panama was, that's a valid point. Vietnam was backed up to the Ho Chi Minh Trail in Cambodia, and that's how the enemy was moving around. But Panama was just fucking ruthless. Like, dude, Noriega didn't stand a prayer. And, it's kind of forgotten because that was jungle warfare. Like, it was jungle and jungle. Vietnam jungle, Panama jungle. And Panama was drastically different. Ethan's moving to Texas with me. We're going to split a studio apartment. It had better be a single. I don't want a double, like a big studio with another like bedroom off to the side. No. And we sleep with a futon because we're like college kids. Now it's good to see you, JD. What was it? There was something happened recently on yours. Something you brought attention to. I mean, we all saw the Nick Shirley thing, which is wild. The hell was it? There was something you brought up recently and I saw it and I was like, damn, I liked it. I think I commented too. I don't remember. Grenada. Yeah, we also did Grenada, but Grenada was an island. So I don't know if that counts. Wait, is Grenada an island? Did I just sound really stupid? I thought Grenada was an island. Hold on. Yeah, Grenada's an island. Okay. Whew. Have I been to Wright Pat and think it's haunted? I have not been to Wright Patterson Air Force Base because I don't want to say any names. Ty Greenless, the guy who's running that place, is still being a douche canoe. Don't worry, I'm gonna get there eventually. I'm gonna hurt his feelings enough, or I'm gonna have the right people. NAP is non-airborne personnel. I've never heard that acronym. To be fair, though, I did avoid Fort Bragg like the plague because if you've anyone who's not in the Army, this is how Fort Bragg works to everyone who's in the Army. Now, if you're in the Army, you can tell me I'm wrong because I never went there. I avoided it. Everyone on Bragg is 82nd standard, right? 82nd Airborne. Everything is their fucking standard. And you are either airborne or you ain't shit. And quite literally, they believe that. Like, if you don't have the silly maroon beret on, then you're useless, which is hilarious because there's an air defense unit out there, 17, that could shoot them down in the plane that they're riding in before they ever get a chance to jump out of the shit. And they were still talking shit. And it's like, but yes. Silly maroon berets. Gay. I'm just kidding. We will see Tiger Stripe BDUs issued again. That would be cool as shit. If I bought an F-22 from a bake sale. Okay, before I read the rest of this comment, where are these bake sales located? Because I'm interested. Okay. Could I loan it to my friends in Poland? Also, if you like catfishing, Bearded Locksmith, and I can host you here in, is that MS? Is that Missouri? Is it, what fucking state is MS? Hold on. I don't know all the state acronyms. Missouri. It is Missouri. Okay. I know Bearded Locksmith, I think. I swear I know him. Did you call us a goat head? Sure did, boy. I mean, whoa. Had to be careful. For Bragg especially. Yes, dude, Bragg is just... And then Campbell's the same way, but Campbell's all about, like, you got to be air assault. And they respond with air assault. And they think air assault is better than airborne. And airborne thinks that airborne is better than air assault. And I don't know who's better. All I know is one of those two has really bad knees at the end of their contract. I'm like, would I jump out of a plane? Yeah, probably. With a commercial civilian parachute, I wouldn't do it in the Army. Do you know why? To anyone who's never been in the Army? Those T-10, T-11s, whatever the hell they are designed to get you from the plane to the ground as fast as possible without killing you. It's like 15 feet per second that you're falling at with 150 pounds of shit on you. So when people are like, oh, I was airborne, that just tells me your knees and back are not good. 11K jump has 10 seconds as feedback before 45. Fuck that. Nope. Fort Hood is where NCO's career goes to die. No, well, Fort Hood is where apparently female soldiers go to die. I know I mean, it's not really a joke. That's just kind of the way it is. You can take the hood out of the Cavazos, but you can't take the ghetto out of the hood. I don't know what I was getting at there. When was the F-47 in my vids? I featured him once, but that was a mock-up that isn't even considered like legitimate. So it was a while back. The beard looks great though, mate. Thank you so much, Wesley Morris. I appreciate it. Got it trimmed up today by the missus. Missouri is MO. Look, it said Mississippi is MS. Okay. Wait, you did a whole video attacking Australia and didn't know about Jorn. It didn't come up, man. You also didn't check distance from your landing vessels to get from New Zealand. I mean, kinda. I measured the distance. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. Wasn't it like 200 miles? 300 miles? It was a good ways out. I mean, that was the only place I could think to stage. Because the Philippines and I mean, everywhere else is too goddamn far away. They both have bad backs and knees. Because you have to get to the ground as fast as possible. I mean, I don't disagree with you. Airborne has a like, I don't think until we master drop pods, Airborne will have a position in the United States military because it is a way to amass troops in a area very quickly with minimal risk to strategic assets. Nothing against the 82nd, but when you throw a couple thousand of those dudes out of the back of C-17s or the side of C-17s, they're kind of disposable. And while they're mixed all in and trying to figure out where the bad guys are, which is a shit job, mind you, everyone else can kind of stage where they need to. It's not an ideal life, but it is valuable on the battlefield. We had drop pods. They're called gliders. When did we have drop pods? Like Fort Benning with no tab, hit the slab for the Rangers. Oh God, man. Look, that's another fair thing as well, is I don't know if you guys know this, but if you're talking to someone, especially like at a bar or something like that, or you're out in public, and they're like, I was a Green Beret, or they, for God fucking sakes, I was Delta Force. Motherfucker, if you don't even say what the fuck it is. Anyways, there's a 0% chance that's what they are. I'm sorry. Honestly, all the fucking like super special forces operators guys that I met, the most humble, down to earth people, you wouldn't even know it. Like that's just, they embody quiet professional. Now, Rangers, on the other hand, are the CrossFitters of the United States Army. That whole Ranger promo, everybody who's anybody's a Ranger. That's really how they are. Like the people like the what happens when an unmovable object is hit by an unstoppable one? Well, okay. What happens when you have a CrossFitter and a Ranger in the same room together? Who tells you about their life story first? That's just the Rangers are that way. Okay. That's just, so there's probably a high probability that they were a Ranger. That's just the way they are. All planes are racist. Only I admit it. It's not racism, it's pattern recognition. The vegan. Oh, that's funny. Fort Knox is haunted. Probably. I've been out to Fort Knox. You know, this is the thing. Anyone ever tells you like, oh man, Fort Knox is nice this time of year. Doesn't matter what time of year it is. They're fucking lying. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. Do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do. Things will never be the same. I think he's learned to tune me out. Iran protests. Yeah, I've been kind of paying attention to that a little bit. That they've had the protests get loud and like get bad enough that people have died. I haven't looked into it a great deal. I was really surprised. I don't know if you guys know this, and I brought it up on the kind of consensual, which I don't know. I think it goes live tomorrow. You guys know Iran, the president of Iran straight up said they are at total war with the United States, Europe, and Israel. Like those exact words came out of his mouth. We are waging total war. And no one gave a shit, which is why it's so funny. Like everyone in the Western world was like, that's cute. We don't care. We don't care. We got this Minnesota shit going on. Just fucking fuck off over there. Like it. Can you, can you imagine being such a low threat that you tell someone you're waging total war on them and nobody gives a shit? No one cares. Oh man. Have I seen Band of Brothers? Yes. Great show. Fucking phenomenal show. Are you about to reference like Easy Company and the Airborne guys? I'm not going to talk shit. Dropping behind enemy lines and hoping you don't get hooked into a tree or on a fucking bell tower or something like that and just get shot by Germans. Bro, you got to have some stones. I don't know if they're as large as the protests years ago. I haven't looked into them too much. Had my firstborn daughter, excited for that in 26. No shit. Congratulations. Congratulations, Ryan. Good day to you, sir. Love the crew. Well, thank you. 82nd free fall, MWR only 140 to skydive. I'm kind of torn because I know like the first time you skydive, you're like, it's like required that you go tandem where they're like strapped to your back. And on one hand, I'm like, they know what to happen if I panic and there's an emergency, which is great. It's great. I love that. Right. And they're doing everything they can so they don't have to get a regular job. So like that part of my brain is like, look, this person doesn't want to work at fucking Kinko's or FedEx. Like they would much rather jump out of these planes. So if I survive, they get to keep doing this, which that's where my brain's at. But the little unreasonable part of me thinks that they're just going to cut me loose if I panic. Like I'm just like freaking out and he's just like, later, dude. Like, I don't know. They've grown to the point of taking 4 military bases in Iran? What T-10C parachute you have 6.4 seconds before you hit the ground at 800-foot AGLI? I don't know what I is. We call it AGL, which is above ground level. 800 feet, 6.4 seconds. Dude, that's fast. You're screaming in. Fuck that. Can we start calling Afghanistan Diet Tatooine? That's actually pretty funny. Are you putting my son in here? Yeah. Why are you putting my son? Oh gosh, because they asked for him? HLC drop pod funding, maybe paying the VA for knees and backs. Oh, Fritz is wearing a suit. He's wearing his pajamas. Oh, shit. Oh, man, I got way behind. New Zealand is 2,000-ish kilometers from Australia. 4 days at sea, shipping lanes, stealth attack. You're going through oil rigs to get to Melbourne with stealth. Look, Australia in general was a difficult one, okay? Like, making landfall was the hardest part of Australia because I really restricted us. I love you guys. I love my Aussies, but I had to give us a handicap because if I was like, look, we're going to just send everything we got, we're just going to, we're going to show up, we're going to steamroll your Navy, we're going to destroy your entire Air Force, and then we're going to land and we're just going to bitch slap your entire parliament. I love you guys, though. I like Australia. I don't know how much I've sent you now, but your dog better have a lot of treats. Once again, here's one for the treat fund. Happy New Year's. Hope Buff gets the glass I ran. You and me both. I've met actual Navy SEALs and people who said they were SEALs, and the actual SEALs never said they were SEALs. Yeah. Dude, SEALs are... Every SEAL that I met, what, 2 of them? Yeah, 2 of them. And one of them was, if you ever watched that episode of Unsubscribe, I was on with Terry. Terry's a very unassuming guy. He's super nice. Like, we hung out for probably 20, 30 minutes before the episode started. And I was like, oh, yeah, he's going to be on the show with me. Cool. Yeah, whatever, man. I didn't think anything of it. He's one of the dudes who shot the fucking... I am the captain now. He's part of fucking Dev Crew. Super humble guy, though. Really nice. I don't know how much... Oh, sorry. We got 2 minutes until Protocol 4. And a SEAL will write a book. True. Or a SEAL will argue with another SEAL on the internet. Instead of having a conversation like 2 grown adults, they decide to post videos about each other on fucking Twitter. First, Knox, you just hit the fucking camera with your butt. I want to see a CrossFitter and a Ranger in a room with a vegan. Bro, that room might explode from everyone trying to get their word out first. Fritz, if you... Okay, you're sitting down. I thought he was about to shit. He was just running in circles. Total War sounds like carpet bombing, right? Beans on toast scares me more than Iran. Look up jumping a Stinger. Oh, I know the 14. Well, it used to be Papas and now Sierras. Do that. Still got to be outside the bird before you can shoot it. Iran, we declare war on all Western countries. The West, that's cute. We can talk in... can talk in full sentences. Yeah, dude, it was so funny. HLC, the B2 is your tandem. Do you jump? No. Do I ever operate in a combat zone? Did I ever operate in a combat zone? I mean, yeah, I guess. I don't know exactly what you're asking specifically. Like, I did a lot of patrols in Afghanistan. According to my Afghanistan ARCOM, which is around here somewhere, it's like 480 dismounted combat patrols. Found 11 improvised explosive devices and captured 1 insurgent. I'm not being a smartass. Does that meet your criteria for operating a combat zone? I'm not being a smartass. Hey, fat Sean Ryan, thanks. Hey, skinny penis, you should fight Crenshaw. I mean, honestly, I'll take an ass beating from anybody for charity. I'll do that. Can you give me the dumb breakdown of the Ukraine-Russia war from 2 different sides, reasons for the war? I'm the dumb guy. You have experience and knowledge. Okay, so basically, there's only one thing that President Putin fears absolutely, and that is losing power. He is not an unintelligent man. He is a crazy man, okay? He has been doing everything in his power at this point in time to rebuild the Soviet Union. You know the Soviet Union, that thing that Russia claims was so great but only lasted 70 years before it collapsed through from the weight of their own failures. Yeah, no, the Bolshevik Revolution was the 1920s, and then in 1991, the Soviet Union collapsed. It's about 70 years worth of Soviet whatever. They wouldn't have even had the nuclear bomb had we not had 2 fucking American scientists sell it to them. They were executed in 1953, by the way. So, I know that was a lot of information really fast. So, when it came down and the Soviet Union collapsed, Ukraine became their own thing. Now, I want to get one thing incredibly clear. Everyone's like, well, what about corruption? There is corruption in every country that fucking exists. Every single one of them. The difference is between Ukraine and Russia at this point in time is the U.S. held and our allies held kind of the almighty dollar and weapons and gear and stuff above their head and said, you need to fix your fucking corruption problem. So that's what they started doing. It's cracking down on corruption left and fucking right, which when you start cracking down on it, it becomes public record and now people are aware of it, which is what Russia is using in their propaganda machine. Russia learned years ago that they have one of the greatest social media propaganda campaigns I've ever seen. I'm not even talking shit. It's phenomenal. It's great. Honestly, I think that's where Hamas got the idea for theirs. Really good. So they don't actually tell the truth. They just pump the void full of so much bullshit. You have no idea what the truth is. So basically, the long and short of it is, Putin is trying to rebuild the Soviet Union. Ukraine used to be a part of the Soviet Union. Don't believe me. Pripyat is actually located in northern Ukraine, which is where the Chernobyl disaster happened. Now, so technically they're ethnic Russians, the Ukrainians, but they have kind of their own dialect, their own language and stuff. And I will say to them, they are very, very, what's the word I'm looking for? Devout in their belief that they are not Russian, and they are fighting tooth and nail for it. I gotta give them props. I did not think they were going to last a week, let alone what are we on 4 years now? About to be 4 years. So that's insane. It's not okay. Hold on, weapons. Before you come at me, it's not even a new plan. It's not even a new. It's a rinse and repeat of World War II. Don't believe me? Okay, 1937, 38. Fucking angry mustache man. Fucking annexes Austria, and there was another one. There was another one he annexed. I can't remember fucking what it was. Right now, angry man who looks like a thumb. 2014, 2016, whatever. When he fucking annexed Crimea. Sounds the same, right? Okay. Then, 1939. I think it was 39. He invades Poland. Which nowadays would be a really bad fucking idea. But anyways, I digress. He invades Poland. Well, 2022, he invades Ukraine. It's not even a new plan. It's just a rinse and repeat of the mustache man. I have no idea, though, if they're doing the whole concentration camp thing. They might be. I doubt it. They need all the bodies they can get for the war effort. But, yeah. It was a 3-day special military operation. Oh, man. Yeah. They don't even call it a full-on war, which is crazy, which is insane. Knox had dog run over. No, this is my pillow. Where's Fritz? Fritzy! Did you take him? Well, we are at the hour mark. You're going to take a little bite. No, stop it. You're going to take a little bite. Little bite. Okay, there was a little bite. You're going to take another little bite. I don't know if they're watching this. I don't know if they can even see this. Here. We'll take another little bite. Okay, there's a little bite. That's my fingers. See, he's so gentle and nice compared to Fritz, who's an asshole. Oh, Iran is talking like a Marine fart in the wind. It doesn't mean anything. But yeah, blood for the blood god, skulls for the skull throne. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you as well. Sorry, I did that thing where it jumped way down. I got to go back up. The real problem with invading Australia is surviving the wildlife. The new deadliest spider in the world's previous one only twice the size. I agree with you. Now, I forgot to mention it in the video. As far as I can tell, weapons may know of something that I don't. Okay. 74 Delta out. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Chemical. One of the things that wildlife. I did look into wildlife. And as far as I'm aware, at only one time in history did wildlife play a significant enough of a role to be tactically relevant. And this was oh my God, off the top of my head, there was an island. The Japanese were living there, pretty much eating everything on the fucking island. So there was like a swamp full of crocodiles. And when the Americans showed up, they went to go through the swamp full of crocodiles that were all fucking starving. And like 400 or 500 of them in the middle of the night got eaten by crocodiles. It was like a crazy amount. Yeah, Japan versus gators. Yeah, they're the crocodiles. But yes, as far as I know, that is the only time in history that animals have played a significant enough of a role to have a tactical impact. I don't know of any other time. Was that Burma? The Polish bear soldier? I mean, yes. What was it? How did you say his name? Wojciech? Wojciech? I don't, it starts with a W, but I think they pronounce it with a V. But the Emu War, I looked into the Emu War and I was kind of let down. I was kind of let down because we say the Emu War and Americans like to make fun of it, but it was like 4 dudes and a couple of trucks with some machine guns. Like that, it was, yeah. It was war elephants, yes, but those were used, like, okay, counterpoint there. Yes, war elephants were used that way, but they didn't do it on their own. You don't, I mean, as far as I know, you don't have Australians with like pocket tarantulas, like throwing them at Americans. I don't know. F45 voice ideas, the Gen Z character with separation anxiety, continuously looking for a loyal wingman. I actually like that idea. The thing I'm most excited about for 2026 is moving in with my girlfriend that I've been dating for 2 years in June. Congratulations. It's always, you know, moving in with somebody is a good thing, but it's also a really trying thing on a lot of relationships because you have your own schedule, they have their own schedule, and kind of find like ways for those to mesh. It teaches you patience, that's for sure. So congratulations. Happy New Year, bro. Here's to another year of hanging out with HLC and you shutting up your mouth. Love you too, Ed Miller. Appreciate you being here. State equals corruption. Yes, when we're talking about the whole Ukraine situation. I won't say that there's no corruption there on either side, but one of them is more visible because one of them is being addressed. Honestly, the thing that is weirding me out, right? Okay, I maybe I don't have the history brain that weapons has, but I do have a tactical brain. And I've seen Russia operate on the battlefield. And it begs the question, is everybody between Putin and the lowest soldier on the battlefield completely fucking retarded? Like, I feel like Putin's an intelligent guy. I feel like his orders are intelligent, methodical. He has commander's intent, commander's planning guidance. Like, I feel like he's meeting all those requirements. But when I see them implemented on the battlefield, it literally just translates into fucking bullet sponging like meat walls. I'm just not seeing it. No, it did that thing again. I've been hearing an upsurge in pro-Hamas Americans again. If Mexico attacked the way Hamas struck the music festival, Mexico would be glassed the same day. Why don't people see it that way? So I agree with you. How do I word this? I genuinely feel like Israel was pulling as many punches as they possibly could. Does that mean I'm pro-Israel? Hell no. There's always bad actors in every fucking war that has ever existed in the history of fucking forever, okay? Now, would we be a lot more heavy-handed? Absolutely. Hamas had a phenomenal propaganda campaign. I don't know if you guys know this. I mentioned it in my video. Italy arrested 9 people who were quite literally collecting money for Hamas because it was part of the pro-Palestine, you know, free Palestine movement, and people were paying them. I didn't realize how like Palestinians and Hamas were like, they're pretty much one in the fucking same until I saw the propaganda campaign come out. Because usually when something like that happens, so like the Taliban tried propaganda campaigns with Americans. They absolutely did. But they were kind of few and far between. This was a clear, consorted, like unified effort to make the IDF look like the worst people in human history. And it's really strange that it happened so much. Don't get me wrong. Is the IDF without blame? Hell no. Hell no. They done did some fucked up shit, okay? War in general is fucked up. And honestly, what was it? Weapons will be able to tell me. Was it Sherman? or Grant that said war is awful, and the more awful it is, the faster it's over. Something along those lines. I'm paraphrasing. That's what most Americans don't realize about war. Like, it's awful, and the worse it is, the faster it's over. And I love that quote. It's one of my favorite quotes, but I can't remember who else said it. Was it Grant? Sherman? It was Sherman. Okay. But I also don't think that Mexico would allow that kind of attack on U.S. soil, because as much as the cartels really don't like the American government, they also understand that if shit gets worse, their business is going to be affected. So it's all about business. Like the whole thing, when people were like, "Oh, the cartels are now putting out bounties," you know what that tells me? That tells me that the way the border's being locked down is working, because cartels don't care about people. They don't give a fuck about people. They care about money. They care about their bottom line. That's all they give a shit about. So if they're threatening and willing to put up money, it's because their bottom line is getting affected. That's what I got out of that. But yeah. Russia invades Poland. Poland, you picked the wrong house. Dude, the amount of firepower Poland has at their disposal and pointed in that general direction, I'm relatively convinced that, because I mean, you got like where Poland's at, you got Kaliningrad right here. That little Russia has like a little tiny like almost island, but it's Poland and Belarus, and then there's Kaliningrad right there, and then you got Russia over here. I'm relatively confident along the entire border between Kaliningrad all the way over to the edge of like Ukraine and all of Belarus, Poland could reduce the population of that area to 0 for the foreseeable future. I mean, it's insane. Can you tell a story of your mistake with a taser? Yeah, that video. I got a lot of hate for that video. I had a lot of people like, oh, that's not how tasers work. They only travel between, but they affect your blah, 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 blah. Look, I know what I felt. Okay? And to anyone who's out there is like, a police officer can tase someone and grab them at the same time and it won't shock the officer. True. How many times is the officer plugged into the individual they're tasering? That's the question that I ask. Look, I don't understand a lot about electricity. All I know is it hurts a lot. For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, a video's resurfaced. Some guy was like, "Oh, I'm gonna tase a bitch in the bedroom, right?" And I was like, "Don't do that. This was years ago. I was a young man. Don't do that." Woman was in front of me. I had taser. I hit her with the taser. She knew it was coming. It was all happening. And her legs shot straight back. But before that happened, I felt the voltage as well. Like I felt it. Okay. I'm telling you, I felt it in my whole fucking body. I felt it. Okay. It traveled through my nervous system too. And then when her leg shot straight back, I thought I broke my wiener. It was not a great experience. It was not. Is gas is better? What? Now we know why you're like this. Oh, there's plenty. Look, guys, you know what's crazy is Rich didn't know that I legitimately have a dent in my ass. He didn't know that. He thought it was just another Ethan story about the zipline accident, right? He thought it was just another Ethan story. And what Rich has figured out is I don't lie. I've just done a lot of dumb shit in my life. He's figuring out, he's like, Ethan, you tell the truth. It's just, you've had a lot of life experiences. And I'm like, yeah, I'm fully aware of the life experiences I've had. How am I enjoying the Horus Heresy? Great. I'm on the 3rd book. And now, so originally my alignment was with the Emperor. I kind of felt like he was a good dude. Felt like he had everything together. And then I started aligning with Horus. And then some bad shit happened. And I was like, Horus is also a fuck piece of shit. So now I kind of align with the World Eaters. They're the simplest creatures when it comes to the different legions. They're just like, hey, is the stuff on that planet a world eater? No? Cool. We're going to kill them until they are. And like, it's very simple. It's just war. like they don't pick sides. There's no drama. There's just, is it us? No, cool. We're gonna kill it all. Like, it's very simple. I really like that. Not chocolate, you clown. What? What about chocolate? What? Don't get us fucked up. Marines will have a blast fighting the kangaroos. I know they will. Not sure who said it. War is the last form of communication. I mean, realistically, it is. War is used. I can't remember who did the quote, but it's like, war is, I think, might have been Patton. It was like, war starts when diplomacy stops. Just because you failed at your job, I will not fail at mine. I think it might have been a Patton quote. I can't remember. Speaking of Burma, my great uncle, captain of a B-24, died flying with special duties with the Royal Canadian Air Force, dropping supplies to SOE ops. I'm unfamiliar with that acronym in Burma, classified until the 90s. Dude, that's fucking wild, man. We were doing everything in our power. It was just, guerrilla warfare was something we had never fought before, so we didn't know how to deal with it. Infographic Show has an interesting video on how to stop the cartels if the U.S. were to be fully involved. Basically, full naval blockade, starve. Yeah, but I will say Mexico does do pretty good on their own when it comes to, like, renewable foods and stuff like that. Like, they grow a lot. Bro, you have a dent in your butt cheek also? Oh, yeah, you must not have been one of the live shows. I whipped it out at the live shows to show everybody. A zipline accident when I was a kid. Welcome to 40K, where everything sucks. It really does. Sanguinus is God tier, though. I know that name. He's done something. Loken, I'm kind of like vibing with. He seems very chaotic good. HLC a heretic? Say it's not so. I might be. I work for the phone company, grabbed a hot cable, and that shit bites hard. I peed a little bit. Hell would be in taste. No, thank you, bro. I've taken, so the most I've ever taken from any kind of voltage source is 220. Now that was that whatever runs in a house. It's DC, isn't it? No, that's AC. It's AC, alternating current. You go numb from about the elbow down. It hits hard. You feel it. 110's like a real hot, like heavy cup of coffee after a while. But you know what's crazy is fucking direct current slaps. A car battery, you take 12 volts. Like everyone's like, oh, voltage, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I don't understand how it works, but I can tell you right now from firsthand experience, fucking 110 from a house and 12 volts direct current from a car battery feel the fucking same. They both hurt a lot. And I have 110, 12. Why do they feel the same? I don't understand electricity. It scares me. Okay. 110 is the washer, dryer, or your stove. No, the 220 is the big plug-in. That's I took one of those in Afghanistan. That was Orcs the bestest crumpin' for Gork or Mork Wog. What? Jesus. Space Wolves. Pick your favorite war criminal as Star Wars. Fair. It's not the volts that get you the amps. Bro, them cold cranking amps out of a fucking car battery, oh, they hurt. Oh, they hurt, bro. I'm telling you. My brother, one of the funniest stories. Okay, so I have a 1975 Dodge Power Wagon, W100, right? It's up at my dad's property. As soon as I have some land down here and I can park it, I'm going to have it shipped down and I'm going to finish building it, right? And my brother was helping me rewire the dash. This was years ago. And it's lifted. It's got like bumpers that I built for it and stuff like that. So he's underneath the dash, down, like his head is near my like clutch and gas pedal. It's a 4-speed. And his head is down there and he's like rewiring the dash, right? Trying to get everything all done. And he's got his legs out towards me and I'm just standing out there smoking. And I look down at my brother and he's like, okay. And he's like talking to himself. He's like, do this. And then out of nowhere, he does one of those and then he stops and he goes, unhook the battery. Just like super calm. Oh my God, that was so fucking funny. I about shit my pants. I was laughing so damn hard. Fellow's just like, I've told you. Dude, I don't understand how it works. Oh, you're an electrician. You've taken a lot of voltage. 440 high phase. Ooh. So Patriot Prime Power is 208 volts, 3 phase, 400 hertz. I've never taken it. I've heard of people who have, but I've never taken that. That's a lot of power. On board a ship, tech forgot to turn the power off in that section. He was on a ladder and touched it, basically a power transformer. Lightning bolt shot from his thigh to the wall. Ooh. Yeah, when you got that kind of voltage coursing through you and you're not fully grounded, it's going to cook some meat on the way out. I know that. Bro, did you get your venue? Was that you? Yes, I got Venmo. I read it. What did it say? Oh my God. Oh my God. Yes, it was like $12 and something. I'm not trying to like talk any shit, I promise. Unless you just sent it. Oh no, wait. Are you? Yes, now I see you. Yes. Jonathan sent me some skit details. 3-phase bad. Yeah, I've never taken. Exactly. It's the amp. 60 hertz locks you on and stops your heart. With 400 hertz is the impact that gets you, bro. I've never taken the 400 hertz. I never wanted to. The power cables are this fucking big around and you got 4 of them coming off the side of that generator. No, thank you. I've never taken that voltage. Victoria's confusing divorce is always say it's voltage versus amperage. What? I'm so confused. Special operations executive, AKA Count Dooku. You saying he's the worst war criminal? I mean, he does do some war crimey stuff. Electricity is black magic. Facts. 600 VDC capacitor bank will get your attention quick. You know what's crazy? So in the bottom, I can tell you guys this. This is unclassed because I mean, so it takes that voltage, and then if you guys have ever worked with power supplies before, in the panel on the Patriot radar called the Alpha 100, it's on the front, it's right below the rags. Yes, Patriot has a CLET and rags. That's a real thing. Rags is a radar array service group, and the CLET is the cooling liquid electron tubes. It's the radiator. So yes. But anyways, right below the rags, the Alpha 100, it all has all big power supplies in there, and they pump out hundreds of thousands of volts. And we were working in there one time, and like they have this grounding stick. You you I can't remember if you do it to like the chassis itself to ground it, because like even after the power's off, those things can like fuck up and still hold power. So you got to discharge them. We had to work on them, and I just like my chief handed me the little stick. He's like, discharge these, and I was like, you know, kind of touched around, and I was like, we're good, chief. Everything's fine. And he's like, cool. I certainly hope you're right, because you're going to be unbolting that thing here in a second. And if not, there's probably 200,000 or 300,000 volts that are stored inside there that are going to go straight into you. And I was like, let me get that stick back. Let me. Oh man, I didn't get shocked, luckily. But yeah, that was not a fun. Communism. Oh, is he coming? It's bro42 for $20. Just wanted to make sure. Appreciate you. I appreciate you, man. I didn't want to say your name. Like I see the name in there, but obviously you want to say Mr. Bro. So I'm looking forward to more canard curious hijinks from this awesome community. Love you all. What did you guys think? For those of you who are pepperbacks, that F-15 video that I did as HLC State of Mind. I'll be honest with you, I had so much fun with that video. The jokes just kept coming. And when he referenced the F-15 with canards, I was like, why not? I thought that was hilarious, but I didn't see any comments about that. Never skip lung day. Jesus. Classic down periscope. Dude, down periscope. I've never served on a submarine, nor have I ever been on a naval vessel. But from what I was told, down periscope is the most accurate naval vessel movie, like aside from some of the minor hijinks that on Earth. And Down Periscope is a great, if you've never seen the movie Down Periscope, watch it. You are going to be pissing your pants laughing. It is probably one of the funniest movies on Earth. Like hands down, Down Periscope is one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. Dooku, Christopher Lee, also Saruman, former S. Oh yeah, no, that guy. Yes, he has been stacking some back in the day. The Canards vid was hella funny. They all are. Thank you, I appreciate it, man. Buff would be good friends with perturbo and moratorium. Those words are hard. You know I'm dyslexic as shit, right? Smells like rotten death. What are we talking about? You still smoke? What brand? Oh, no. I don't smoke anymore. I quit. For Submariner, I endorse your assessment of down Periscope. Good. Like I said, I've never been on a naval vessel, but like everyone, you know, it's funny. Like I seen the movie and I was like, it can't really be like that. But everyone I've talked to who's been on a naval vessel, especially small boys, like maybe not on carriers, it might not be like that, but like small boys from Navy people is, I don't know how true this is. Okay. This is secondhand, but small boys, the smaller boats, very tight knit crew inside the small boys. So, line I grab is energized by 12,500 volts. Fuck me, DC. My PSA is: you ever see a down power line, never ever approach it. Hell no, no man. There is no amount. Like some of those guys who do that shit, like linemen, they're like, you know, because they got like the breakers up on top of the thing that like it'll flip down if like it overcharges or gets voltage the wrong way or something like that. And they're like flipping it back up and you just see like sparks and shit fly out. Fuck that. No, thank you. Lauren Holly. Is Lauren Holly the girl who plays the female on the ship? Let me see. Because I'm just saying. Yes, she is. Yes. If someone doesn't like down Periscope, they're worse than a snow Romanian. What the hell is a snow Romanian? Also, Anamarchy, somebody came in here and commented about your new video. I haven't watched it yet, man. I've been kind of busy. You know, I was on fire in the desert. Warhammer 40K. Mortarion was also known as the Emperor's Scythe, and now the Primarch of Nurgle. How many Primarchs are there? I thought there was only like 4 or 5. You had the War Master, Horus. You had... Isn't like the commander of every legion a Primarch? So maybe there's more than 4. Dude, I don't know why my nose is itching like no one's business. I feel like I have a hair that's like going up my nose. It's driving me insane. Oh yeah, the Legacy. I commented about Buff trying to demonetize you. Yes. She was also director. Oh, she was a director of NCIS? Oh, you meant like the director in the show. Yeah, I remember that. That's the cocaine, I know. You are almost out of uniform. Oh, God, man. Great. I'm just quoting Grandpa Buff from a new video, and there are 20, 18, 19 Primarchs. There's 19 Primarchs? Oh, Snow Romanian. I completely forgot I said that. Look, guys, I crank out videos so fast, sometimes I forget the jokes that I say. And Anamarchy reached out to me. He's a good friend, and he was like, hey, do you mind doing this? First, he tried reaching out through... what's that thing where you can like ask people to make videos for you? Cameo. And I had to shut off my Cameo. With the live shows, everything else I go and I had no time. And I saw it was actually from him. And then after I had to decline it, I was like, I just don't have time. He was like, hey, can I just get this? I was like, yeah, dude, you could have reached out to me to begin with, man. Like that. I don't mind doing that. You don't got to pay me for it, man. One of our trainers has a prosthetic butt cheek, but he would hit you with it if you fell asleep in his class. That's fucking hilarious. I love it. What about my semicolon? I might be upside down. No, well, I mean, guess my hand's right. How about UAP or UFO character? I've done one. Well, I did some aliens a few times, and those videos just never really hit. Like I've created the characters. Knox. Hey, dumb, fat, Knox. You're adopted. Knox. Come here. Did you accidentally squeeze out a poop? He got so excited. Come here. Come here. Yeah, that's my butt. Stop. Stop. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. You're a good boy. You're fine. Stop it. All right. Get him, boy. Get him, boy. God, you fucking with me. Just got back in here. Similar stories mine about electricity. My father-in-law, that's industrial electrician, shook his head when I told him about the plane electrician. The plane electrician. There's a plane electrician? Look, all electricians take voltage. All of them. Every single one of them. Santa Claus isn't real. You're not real. You're probably a snow Romanian. Check your messages on Discord's gift for Grandpa Buff. Oh, hold on. I probably have to check. Oh, I gotta probably check my the hell is it? There it is. The pig. It's a pig with sheep fur. That's funny. I might use that. Yes, I know they're aviation electricians. I thought she was referencing one specifically. You leave me alone. The 20th Legion has Alfarius and you know way more about this shit than I do. On this day in history, Colonel Robin Olds launched Operation Bolo and ambushed NVA MiG-21 fish heads with his F-4s pretending to be F-105 fighter bombers. That happened today? I'm familiar with Operation Bolo. It was pretty well done, honestly. Weapons, it may be old, but it's still relevant and fucking bad to the bone. I'd fly it. What are we talking about flying? Happy New Year to you, Hayden. We're going to go with Hayden. Fish heads, yeah. Mr. Adam, what is up? I almost lit myself on fire in the desert. Had to replace a battery and flip around a crossbar that was supporting it. And yeah. And now I'm in a weird position where I'm afraid to go out into the desert and ride around if I'm by myself. So, man, I wish there was people to ride ATVs with nearby. My uncle's an electrician. He's seen ball lightning, indoor ball lightning. The guy whose mistake caused it did not survive the experience. What the fuck is ball lightning? I'm not being a smartass. I've never even heard of that. I might have heard of it once upon a time. Ball lightning is a rare, mysterious, and unexplained natural phenomenon that appears as a luminous sphere, usually during thunderstorms. What causes it to form is vaporization of materials on the ground, such as silicone, during a lightning strike. So it must have been a shit ton of electricity. Electricians make E5s, don't normally get awards for touching glowing red wires. You know, honestly, like we had a generator mechanic. His name was Watson. And Watson, he had taken a lot of voltage. And so, like, I would see him every once in a while, like, we'd be working on it, like, rewiring something on my generator, and he would, like, grab a wire, and he would just, like, flick his hand off of it, and he's like, that one's hot, and, like, just go right back to it. It's the wildest shit. They're just so used to taking it. Like a wizard casting fireball, only it's lightning. I'm just saying. I've never heard of ball lightning, and now I want to know if America can weaponize it. Because why the fuck not? Cost 3 red manas and a 6-1 trample. I cast faulty wiring on you. Get a Garmin in reach for the ATV expeditions. I mean, where I ride at, I got plenty of signal. I just hate having to walk all the way back to my fucking truck. We just be building shit. We do. I love how it's turning into electricity show intel for all of us. P.S. Ball lightning is rare as the green flash sailors see. I've seen, but not the flash. You've seen it, but not the flash. Look, there is shit that happens. Hold on. There is shit that happens when you are out in the deep ocean. No, thank you. No, thank you, ma'am, sir, whatever. Yeah. Fuck yeah, Magic the Gathering. HLC, is the Aegis system still the scariest thing America has for missile defense? I don't know. I mean, yes. But no.
Would you intercept me?
Oh my gosh. What up, Big
I'd
Sart?
intercept me.
What up, Big Sart? Rolling on the floor laughing emoji. Happy New Year to you. Not my fault I didn't get to say it in time. Always glad to see any of us doing cool shit. Been a minute since hanging around old Cruces. Embarrassed smiley face emoji. Smiley face emoji.
I love Las Cruces. Honestly, it's really good. Swamp gas is real. Good to have you here, Blitzbreak. Good to see you again, buddy. Ever seen the shadows in the water? Fuck that. No, man, I don't know. No. There's too much shit out in the deep ocean that I do not play with. Okay. I love this stealthy US Creator Maker shirt you got for Christmas. That's awesome. 30-year electrician. After a while, the hits don't even bother you because you know you're still alive. Fuck that. Bring up ball lightning on my next kinda just to troll Nick. I will. Sorry. Somebody asked about is that the baddest ass thing that we have? And yes and no. So imagine what America's doing. So the Aegis combat system, the way it kind of works, and this is roundabout. I don't have any insider knowledge. Like, I wasn't taught about the Aegis combat system. What I've read. Basically, it works together with a task force. It has its onboard ship sensors. Other ships have their onboard sensors. So basically, it networks all the sensors together, and it kind of like best shooter, best sensor. So you'll be able to, like, let's say that this destroyer has a better view of the target, but that destroyer or that cruiser has a better shot at it. It'll fire, complete uplink with the interceptor and then send the interceptor away, which is really cool. Now, what we've been doing and working on for fucking 8 years now, is the program called IBCS, the Integrated Air Missile Defense Battle Command System. You guys have heard me talk about this system before. That system I worked on for 4 years. It just became fully operational in Poland. I don't even know if it's fully operational in the US. And the reason is it's a perpetually scaling networking system. So, all right, check it out. Russia and everybody else out there can have 2 air defense systems and they're working at the same time. And this one sees something and it will cue this other one to look at it and make the shot. That's fine. That is a known capability. This goes a step further, which is something no one else is doing. This takes the any shooter, any sensor, or best shooter, best sensor, best effector. Really check, like, it depends on the week. You get it from Raytheon, or not Raytheon, Northrop Grumman is the company working on the program. So imagine I'm sitting there with my Patriot system and I get eyes on a ballistic missile, but for whatever reason, you want to be able to throw a THAAD Talon at it. I can uplink with that THAAD Talon and engage the target. They'll fire it, but I'll grab it and boom, send it into where it needs to go. You can fire Patriot interceptors off of an Aegis combat system. You can fire fucking Talon, or you can fire SM2s and SM6s off of a THAAD Tippy 2. Like it's all networked in together, because a sensor is not a sensor is not a sensor is not a sensor. It depends on the band, the frequency, the power output, the fucking topography, DTED, all that other shit. So basically it negates the ability of terrain following threats. Fast movers, cruise missiles, things like that. So that's sorry. Yeah, someone said money pit. It is a money pit. It is absolutely fucking money pit. I'm happy that it might be working, but yeah. The Legacy, I did get it. Yeah, about your great uncle. I got it. I just saw it come through. Metal Storm was a cool weapon platform. Yeah, it's just, I think it took forever to reload. Like if they stop a steel beach because of shadows in the water. Like when they stop a steel beach because of shadows in the water. What do you mean a steel beach? What does that mean? Baddest ass thing we have is fuck around and find out. Pick your approach. True. Never seen the shadows in the water, but I've seen the red flashes at continental shelves. What the fuck is going on in our oceans? It's called a handoff system. Yes, kind of. So in 2019, I engaged 2 cruise missiles using an F-35's air picture. Kind of. Well, I fired the targets. Like I pulled the trigger. But technically the F-35 sensors guided it in. Like it wasn't the pilot saying, kill that missile. It was just that their sensor was just running. Yeah. What was training like for my MOS? It was drinking through a fire hose, which, you know, contrary to popular belief, I actually find is the best way to learn. I really do. Sink or swim is the best way to learn anything. And that's kind of the way the military does it. Like, you know, you like go through your basic training. You don't fucking learn much in basic training. Like you learn how to march. You learn like the ranks, how to salute properly, maybe personal hygiene. Like you learn a couple of different things in there. You know, you're taught a little bit of resilience because you're pushed harder than most Americans are. And then you go to your AIT for us, for the Navy, it's called like A school or something, or I don't fucking know. And the Air Force, it's called college. I don't know. Fucking weirdos. And, I will say, at least on the Army aspect, you don't learn shit. Like when I went through Patriot AIT, I learned that this is a radar. This is how I find parts in the radar. This is how I troubleshoot faults in the radar. And then I got 1 week, like not even a full week, like 3 or 4 days of this is how you fight the system. But you're going to learn this at your unit. Go to your unit. Go. Because maintenance was more important. And that's what the Army's decided. Maintenance is more important than pulling the trigger. Because there's, in every battery, in every Patriot battery, there's 3 guys that pull the trigger. That's it. But there's a team of fucking maintainers, because there's only 2 absolutes in air defense. Someone's going to fail their evaluation and the radar is going to break down. Those are the only absolutes in air defense. Okay. What up, HLC fam? Finally free for the last month. I've been working every day installing transmission assembly robots in a Ford transmission plant. Now I finally have weekends again. How's your week been? It's been good, man. Hey, I'm glad you're here, Mr. Words are hard, Mr. P. We're going to call you that. Tech school. Oh, sorry. Tech school in the Air Force. Army strong, not Army smart. Maintainers are life. Yes. Yes. No maintainers, not system. I know how it works, weapons. I know you were a maintainer, but my job is both, because the Army doesn't know how to fucking make individual jobs. I really wish we would split 14 series into maintainers and operators. I really wish we would. It's so fucking frustrating, man. Because 14 Echo, by definition, and what you read online, is Patriot Fire Control Enhanced Operator / Maintainer. So you can do both. Fucking ass. Cam dance? I don't know what cam dance is. No clue. Fire hose teaching. Yeah, you know, that's the other thing. I will say, apparently the Navy is big on firefighting. That's like their thing. Like, you know, the way the Army is like, so for my Army peeps, the way we are about like keeping your barracks clean. Dumb shit that is just menial and it absorbs your entire life. Or like 350-1. That's how the Navy is with firefighting. And this is interesting. I actually defend them on that. That's a very valid thing to be big about. Because I didn't think about it like this. My older brother just retired a couple years ago from the United States Navy, served 22 years. I was like, why is firefighting such a big deal on a boat? And he's like, so if a boat starts on fire, you got to put out the fire, right? I'm like, yeah. He's like, what do you use to do that? And it's like, well, it depends on, he goes, usually water, sometimes foam, sometimes dry chem, you have all these things to put out fires, right? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, you're also sinking the boat while you're doing that. So getting the fire out is kind of important. I was like, oh, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. So yeah. And then I asked him a stupid question because like the army in me, like when I was in Afghanistan, he was in the Strait of Hormuz, and he was on the, at that point, I don't think he was on the Kitty at that point in time. I think he was on the Lincoln. I think the Kitty was already torn down, the USS Kitty Hawk. But I talked to him a little bit and I was like, do you guys like, because he said they were being followed around by the Iranian Navy. What was left of them? And I was like, do you guys like, I don't know, like carry guns on the ship? And he's like, bro, I'm on a carrier. If I have to shoot somebody, something is very wrong. And I was like, yeah, it probably checks out. I'm living in a mud hut and there's like Afghan dudes like 30 feet away from me. That checks out. That checks out. Okay.
Would you intercept
That's
me?
a lie. The oceanic fire truck surfaces the
I'd
same.
intercept me.
Operator and maintainer. Goddamn right. But I've heard they started dropping the maintainer identifier, at least linguistically.
Dude,
Embarrassed smiley face emoji.
Dude, they
shocked
might have.
Face emoji.
They might have. I have no idea. When I was in, it was still operator maintainer. How deep and a sub go? All the way to the bottom if you don't stop it first. Good God. That is the fastest, that is the easiest way to deflect when people ask things that you're not allowed to talk about. How deep can a sub go? Fucking pretty deep. Or just like give them a smart ass answer. All the way to the bottom if you don't stop it. Yeah, it'll definitely hit the bottom. I do the same thing when people ask me things that I'm not supposed to talk about. I'm just like, oh, fucking, yeah. I'm not gonna tell you guys what things I'm not supposed to talk about and how I deflect them. Look up Oklo Natural Nuclear Reactor if you want to learn something interesting. Oklo Natural Nuclear Reactor. This is a natural nuclear reactor? You have any stories using the SM-6? Also, do I have any stories? I've never used an SM-6. Shoot down enemy aircraft besides the unsub pod. There's not much out there. I've never used an SM-6. That's a Navy thing. If I remember right. Hold on. Well, I know it's a Navy thing, but I'm like, is the 6 the one that's comparable to the Patriot Interceptor? Or is that the 2? Is it the 2 or the 6 that goes exo-atmospheric? Way the fuck up there. Is it the SM-2 or the SM-6? I can't remember. I mean, basically, all you're going to find for the SM-6 is the 12-day war and then, like, defending against Iran's counterattack. When my operator, the aircrew, was out flying, I was doing other maintenance. Yeah. And while you weren't maintaining their aircraft, they were operating it. This is the thing. I'm a big fan of the whole bullets don't fly without supply. I understand everybody has a job. I love my maintainers because they always, I kept a clean system because that's the way that I work. My system stays fucking clean and maintainers appreciate that shit. They really appreciate when they go in and bolts aren't caked in fucking grease and there's not trash everywhere. So I try to be good to my maintainers and they were good to me. I was always good with them. But those maintainers, also, I had to teach them motherfuckers how to fight the system, and they didn't want to learn. I had a guy, I shit you not, his name's James Dean McCraw. And Jimmy was one of my closest friends. I still talk to him. And Jimmy is in the middle of this air battle that I had written for him. It was an ABML 5 because we all had to do, ABML stands for Air Battle Management Level. So I wrote a basic, like, bottom of the barrel, like the bare minimum Air Battle Management Level 5. It goes up to 16, by the way. Because the commander wanted all 14 echoes to do it. And I was like, just do this damn thing, man. He was so stuck in the maintainer brain. So we had the old school CRTs, cathode ray tubes, not like the modern man stations with the monitors. So like we had old school ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk switch indicators. Like you would push it and it would light up. And I was like, all right, you know, let's go through this. And he starts like pushing switch indicators and he pushes one and it doesn't light up. So he pushes it again. And I was like, oh yeah, that bulb's out. As soon as I said that bulb's out, his brain just fucking nope. He was in Narnia. So he pulls out the switch, flips it around, opens the back, pulls the bulb out, opens the drawer, starts looking for a bulb. I'm like, you are in the middle of a fucking scud fight, you goddamn grease monkey. And yeah, trying to break him out of that. He's just like, oh shit. And he like closed it up real quick and put it back in. I was like, don't do that. Don't do that. I learned to fight my A10 to help fix the damn thing. You know, I have tried punching the air and I've slammed the door on the back of the ECS several times because it smashed my fucking hands. Do not FOD your cockpit. I don't know. I take care of my shit, man. I go in there like all my door handles were lubricated, all my hinges, everything was clean. I am meticulous about my system. I want that bitch to be good. A sub can dive in excess of 500 feet. Well, I would certainly hope so. I stand by the CRT was better. I liked it as much as I hated operating. True. The thing I like about the CRT over the modern man stations is I could feel they were like you got like a feedback. So I knew when I was hitting things and if I had missed a switch indicator or a button for those of you who are uneducated. I definitely like the Recaro racing seats and the leg room in the modern man stations, but I really enjoyed the ka-chunk, 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 ka-chunk. Like I knew what I was hitting and how fast I could hit it. But now that it's touchscreen, I don't know what I'm hitting, or I just use my mouse and I click, 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 click. How powerful is an AC-130? In uncontested airspace, fucking unrivaled. In contested airspace, it is a very large, slow-moving, easy-to-destroy target. I'm not talking shit. I'm not. And America has notoriously always gained air superiority or air supremacy. But the only reason the AC-130 got so heavily used is because it was not in contested airspace. Now, this is one thing that's going to make weapons feel all warm and happy. Is in a contested airspace when you need to be in and out and you need something that can take a punishment and maneuver and get there quickly, your go-to is going to be the A10. It's going to be the A10 all day long. They can take a lot of punishment. They can deal out a lot of punishment. They can maneuver really well. They have really good low altitude maneuverability and fucking recoverability. It's a solid air platform. But if you can loiter up there all day and rain some hate, C-130 all day long, AC-130. Funniest basic training story. I will never forget. We had this guy, Drill Sergeant Williams. Drill Sergeant Williams was, he had like his little pencil stash. And this was in basic training. And I thought he was joking. I really did. For the first couple weeks I was there, I thought he was joking because, hey, Brat, that's how he talked. Hey, Brat, get over here. Beat your fucking face, Brat. Like, that's how he talked. He's a white dude. That's how he sounded. And so outside of our bay, you had what's called the red line. It's a red line along the wall. And they would say red line, and everyone, you move to that red line, and you stand at parade rest. And they do whatever drill sergeants are going to do. So drill sergeants are in my bay. I'm looking into my bay, and I see this big, massive motherfucker, Drill Sergeant Cook. I'll never forget Drill Sergeant Cook. And he is ransacking shit. And we're getting tossed. We're getting our whole bay tossed, whatever. So you just have to stand there quietly and watch them destroy all your shit, okay? And then they mix it all together, too. They like to throw the clothes on top of clothes on top of clothes and bags over here. So you have no idea whose is whose, and you just got to figure it out. And Drill Sergeant Cook, he finds these like shaving oils that this kid needed, that he used. And he comes out and he's like, hey, what are these? You know, thinking that they're contraband. They were technically. And this kid raised his hand, Drill Sergeant, those are mine. They're shaving oils. So, you know, because I get razor bumps. And he's like, you don't get no fucking shaving oils. And boom, poured them out right there on the ground, tile floor in front of me. Oils. I see Drill Sergeant Williams coming out of the corner of my peripherals down the hallway, right in front of me. He poured the oils right in front of me. I'm looking at Drill Sergeant Cook, and I see Drill Sergeant Williams coming from the corner of my eye. And it was long enough that I had this internal conversation. Should I warn him? No, that would be talking out of line, and I'll get smoked for it. I'm sure he sees it. And so head and eyes straight forward. Boom. I didn't move. I'm at parade rest. And I watched 2 boots come up in front of my face and drop. And I heard him hit the ground. And I'm like, I'm doing everything in my fucking power to not laugh. And he pops up right in front of my face, looks around, and goes, holy shit, Pratt. I almost just fucking killed myself. Lost it. I lost it. Started laughing hysterically. Oh, man, yeah. And he smoked the dog shit out of me. Yeah, that was probably the funniest basic training story I ever had. It was Fort Knox, 2009. Basic training is the funniest place you're not allowed to laugh. It really is. Oh, of course, Weapons knows exactly which AC-130 got fucking shot down. But yeah. Can I talk to you about the PZH 2000? What about it? What about it? We've got a couple more minutes here. An old bar in North Dakota was called Fort Knox. Really? I have a Kit Kat. I'm eating them at night. It really is. In hindsight, basic training is just, it sucks when it's happening. But after it's over, you're like, it's not that bad. Where's the gold, Ethan? The gold? I have no idea where the gold is. I have no clue. The A10C has no mating call. They're sterile. They just know how to tell you how pissed they are. That's fair. Didn't they fix an A10 during COVID over Zoom? I had not heard of that, but I wouldn't put it past people. You meant the state, not sports. What about the sports? What? You meant the state. The Gold State? What? Hello, HLC. You were at the show in Jersey? Sorry about that. But honestly, you guys were great. The people were great. New Jersey was pretty good to us overall. We have our disagreements with the venue, but yeah. Have I seen the new AC-130 155? It's a little excessive. 40 millimeter and the tail that has 10 Hellfire canisters. I'm not talking shit. I'm just like, what? Why? Again, not talking shit. It's just like, so I'm all about, I don't spend $1 to save a dime. Like I've worked in procurement before for the United States military. I've done it. Now, if something increases capability and it makes us gooder at making stuff more deader, I am here for it. But to me, going from 105 to 155 just takes up more room for ammunition. The 40 millimeter, that's going to stick around for a while. That's a solid, easily to use round. And then the tail, I don't know if it's full of Hellfire pods, but I've seen it previously where they had you could load in a Hellfire and it just drops out the bottom of the bird. That's not a thing. Okay. Whoa. Sorry, 105.9. Dude. Mega Cracker. It's okay. I'm not mad at you, man. Weapons, on the other hand, him and Wolfram are both very upset with you. You triggered them worse than I ever have. It's great. It's fucking wonderful. You got right underneath their skin. Yeah, it was phenomenal. Moo from Air Force Basic. Get caught, key, and tags out. Moo. What? I've never even heard that. Wolfram's having an aneurysm. In the Army, everyone gets along. No, we don't. There was my buddy Newenswander, And Nunu was smart. I call him Nunu. He's still in. His last name is Newen-Swander. We were buddies in basic training. We deployed together. We still talk to each other. He's a good dude. And Nunu, that there was some kind of fight going on in his bay. He was in the bay next to mine. And we got back from doing something. I can't remember what it was. So we all had our gear on. And this kid like takes off his body armor, takes off his Kevlar. He's like, I'm gonna beat your ass. And Nunu's like, all right, I'm not taking my shit off. Because Nunu's like 85 pounds soaking wet. Like his kid is fucking tiny. So he headbutts this other kid in the fucking nose and breaks his nose with a rhino mount. It was good. But we used to do fucking Fight Club in the base. Bro, Fight Club was where it was at. We all did Fight Club. You got beef? Fucking settle it. Do I got more info on the battleship? Not yet. There's really not much out there about the battleship. And I don't know if I will have enough information to really show if the juice is worth the squeeze, because I would have to compare the cost and capability of several Arleigh Burke or Zumwalt classes versus the cost and capability of one Trump class battleship, which it doesn't even, don't get me wrong. It's going to be big. It's going to be big. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to have a lot of missiles. It's going to have a lot of guns. I don't think it qualifies as a battleship. You can call it that. That's fine. But you're no better than the people out there identifying as a they, them. Just being real with you. Battleship to me, large, lumbering, heavily armored, big fucking guns. I don't know if there's a definition of battleship, but that's a battleship. A battleship is a boxer. You send it in there, it takes hits, it gives hits. That's what battleships are there for. They're big. This is not I don't know. It's weapons goes, it's not a battleship. Okay, I don't think it. Battle cruiser, you could make a deal for battle cruiser. I mean, it is comparable to the Kirov, just less lead slingers and more missiles, I guess. What is my take on EOD guys? Never got to talk with one. I like EOD guys. They're actually incredibly chill, except for the Air Force ones. The Air Force ones, high strung. They don't get near death enough. I don't think. I really don't think the Air Force guys get near death enough. Navy ones, super chill. Army, super fucking chill. Engineers are weird though. So like you have your EOD and it's a special job. It's a special school, special everything, right? And right below those, just like slightly below them, you have sappers. The sappers are combat engineers, 12 Bravos. And those guys, all of them have something wrong with them. And it's not in a bad way. They've just been a little too close to one too many blasting caps. That's all it is. They've just been, they have looked at death in the face and said, hold on, where are my pliers? Like it's weird, man. Engineers are strange creatures. Engineers, the Dollar General EOD. Yeah, I think that they might have just come to terms with being eliminated at the drop of a hat. I love engineers. Engineers are the only reason I'm still here and alive. I absolutely love sappers. I love EOD. They both kept me alive. I have no issue with either one of them. But we had this guy, I legitimately called him Sergeant Scrat. Like Scrat from Ice Age, the dude who went, dig a hole over here, dig a hole over here, is always kind of like tweaking out. Yeah, that's how he was. They all have like I don't know how to explain it. If you've ever been around an engineer, they all have like a tick to them. I don't know what it is. They have something. They're always bouncing their leg too much, or they kind of like, they're always talking to themselves, or like they're not right. It's because they've been a little too close to death too many times. I feel like that's what it is, because they don't have the knowledge base that actual EOD does, but oftentimes they're asked to do some of the level of EOD shit if EOD is unavailable and you're in country. That's not a diss on engineers. That just describes the equipment they shoot. Dude, I love engineers. I love them. Oh, man. Been dealing with some bad shit. Sorry about that, Red Anarchy. Your videos and shorts have kept me laughing when I couldn't find humor in life. I refuse to do the enemy any favors. Exactly. You better be here. You better stay here. We're over our 2 hours, but I'm going to try and get to the bottom of all these boys. The Trump class is currently presented literally does not work. It would need to be heavily modified in order to have the suggested equipment power. Absolutely. The two 300 kilowatt lasers and the two 600 kilowatt lasers, that immediately raised a red flag to me, because what does the power generation look like? Because right now we're using gas turbines in our fucking destroyers, and there's not a fucking gas turbine on the planet that is going to produce that amount of power. Engineers, those ticks, that's just coherence with the field environment. Dude, engineers, So Rich is a different type of engineer. Rich is he's like a civil engineer, I guess. Like they build shit, bridges, they build buildings, they run power. Like that's what they do. Combat engineers clear minefields, and I'm not exaggerating. That's, you know, the guy in World War II that had like the knife and everyone would follow him through the minefield. They made that a job. That's basically what combat engineers do. I love them. I adore them. I would never do that fucking job. But yes, that's what they do. Visited an old coastal artillery battery. Was told about the Ouzelfinch. Have I ever seen one? I've never seen an Ouzelfinch. Windy Shrimp, don't have any ATV yet. Can get my truck almost anywhere. If you want someone to check in with, feel free to reach out. Stay active. Windy Shrimp, do me a favor. Get on my Discord. Reach out to one of my mods. Because whenever you get your ATV, man, I'll go fucking riding. I'm down. So an idea. Actually, a lot of ideas, but the last one's kind of funny. Anyways, have a great night. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are... What is an Ouzelfinch? Sorry. An Ouzelfinch is a flightless bird that flies at supersonic speeds, but only in reverse to keep sand out of its eyes. And it is the mascot of Air Defense Artillery, formerly known as Anti-Aircraft Artillery, formerly known as Coastal Defense Artillery. It makes no sense, but it's just what we got. Praise be to the Ouzelfinch. Don't do the enemy any fucking favors. I love all you guys, and I will see you here next Friday. Later.